Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Harold here, and today we're diving into a topic that could literally save your life if you're dealing with diabetes. We're talking about some everyday foods that you absolutely need to avoid. And let me tell you, some of these might shock you. So, let's get right into it and break down why these foods are so dangerous for diabetics. Alright, let's kick things off with the number one culprit, sugary soft drinks. Now you might be thinking, duh dude, of course soda is bad. But listen up, it's not just about the sugar. These drinks are designed to trick your body. They spike your blood sugar faster than you can say diabetes, and they don't even make you feel full. So what happens? You end up consuming way more calories than you need. But it's not just soda. We've got to talk about those sneaky hidden sugars too. Things like packaged smoothies and even so-called healthy fruit juices can be loaded with sugar. When you look at the research, it's clear that these liquid sugars are one of the fastest ways to send your blood glucose levels through the roof. Now, let's talk about everyone's favorite guilty pleasure, chips and processed snacks. You know, those crispy, salty, can't eat just one kind of snacks. The reality is, these aren't just bad for diabetics, they're designed to be addictive for everyone. But for someone with diabetes, they're like a ticking time bomb. These snacks are usually packed with simple carbs that hit your bloodstream fast. Plus, they're often loaded with sodium and unhealthy additives. What does this mean for a diabetic? It means your blood sugar goes on a roller coaster ride, and your body has to work overtime to try and regulate it. And let's not even get started on how these snacks can contribute to weight gain, which is another big no-no for managing diabetes. Alright, now we're getting into some controversial territory. White bread, white rice, and regular pasta. These are staples in many diets, but for diabetics, they're like kryptonite. Why? It all comes down to something called the glycemic index. These foods have a high GI, which means they cause rapid spikes in blood sugar. But it's not just about the blood sugar spikes. These refined carbs are also seriously lacking in fiber and nutrients. So not only are you getting a big hit of glucose, but you're not getting any of the good stuff that helps slow down digestion and keep you feeling full. You know, it's a double whammy that can make managing diabetes a real challenge. Now, I know what you're thinking. Harold, are you really going to tell me I can't have cookies? Well, I hate to break it to you, but when it comes to diabetes management, cookies, pastries, and even that healthy granola are big-time offenders. These foods are absolutely loaded with sugar, and often they're packed with unhealthy fats too. Here's the kicker. Even small serving sizes of these treats can contain a significant amount of sugar. And let's be real, who eats just one cookie? The problem is, these foods can cause dramatic blood sugar spikes, and they often leave you craving more. Alright, let's talk potatoes. Whether they're white potatoes or sweet potatoes, baked or fried, these starchy vegetables can be a real problem for diabetics. Now, I know sweet potatoes have a reputation for being healthy, and they do have some great nutrients. But the fact is, they're still high in carbs and have a high glycemic index. And when it comes to French fries or deep-fried potatoes, forget about it. Not only are you getting that blood sugar spike from the potato itself, but you're also adding in a ton of unhealthy fats from the frying process. It's best to find lower carb alternatives most of the time. Now this one might surprise you. Fruit juices and store-bought smoothies often market themselves as healthy options, but for diabetics, they can be a real problem. Here's why. When you juice a fruit, you're essentially concentrating all the sugar and removing the fiber. What you're left with is a sugar bomb that hits your bloodstream fast. And those pre-made smoothies? They're often even worse. Many of them are loaded with added sugars, and some even contain ice cream or other high-calorie ingredients. Whole fruits, with all their fiber intact, are a much better choice for diabetics. Alright, let's talk about some foods that might be sneaking under your health radar. First up, sports drinks. These are marketed as healthy, but unless you're an elite athlete, they're basically just fancy sugar water. Then we've got protein bars. Now don't get me wrong, protein is important, but many of these bars are basically candy bars in disguise. They're often loaded with added sugars and processed ingredients. For diabetics, they can cause rapid blood sugar spikes without providing any real nutritional benefit. If you're looking for a protein boost, you're much better off going for natural sources. Remember, just because something is marketed as healthy doesn't mean it's good for managing diabetes. Let's talk about canned fruits. They might seem healthy, but there's a problem. Most canned fruits are packed in sugary syrups, stripping away important nutrients. If you're going for fruit, fresh is always best for managing your diabetes. Now let's talk about canned soups. They're often sky-high in sodium and added sugars. This is bad news for anyone, but especially for diabetics who need to watch their blood pressure. If you're craving soup, your best bet is to make it from scratch, using a low-sodium broth and lots of veggies. Last but not least, let's talk about sauces and dressings. These might seem harmless, but they can be absolute sugar bombs. Take barbecue sauce, for example. Just a small amount can contain as much sugar as a candy bar. And those store-bought salad dressings? They're often loaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, and additives you can't even pronounce. Many store-bought sauces are packed with sugar, salt, and preservatives that can wreak havoc on your blood sugar levels. The good news is, it's easy to make healthier versions at home. A simple olive oil and vinegar dressing won't spike your blood sugar. That wraps up our list of some of the worst everyday foods for diabetics. Remember, knowledge is power. By avoiding these foods and making smarter choices, you can take control of your diabetes and your overall health. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. There is tons more health content coming your way from Diabetes Control today. As always, keep it locked in right here. This is Harold, signing off.